Very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hometown Cable's coverage of the CVBL All-Star Game tonight. The CVBL All-Stars will take on the Clinton County Mariners American Legion team. We are at Lefty Wilson Park in Plattsburgh, New York. I'm Rick Knowles, joined on the broadcast as always by my good friend Harold LeClaire. Harold, commissioner of the Champlain Valley Baseball League. You guys have put together a good group tonight, but before we continue with our pregame show, let's enjoy the anthem. And as we said, we're at Lefty Wilson Field in Plattsburgh. And Harold, the CVBL All-Stars, tell us how the team was assembled.
Well, this is the first year that we put together a true All-Star team. We had all the managers and coaches from every team submit a ballot about 2 weeks ago. They picked two players at each position, and we took the highest voted players. And the talent we've accumulated tonight is probably the best you're going to see in the area for a while.
The Mariners, a team comprised of 15 and 6-year-olds getting ready for their district playoffs, so they want to play as good a talented team as they can, and they certainly have found one tonight in the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars. Well, if you were with us in an earlier broadcast, you heard our friend Harold LeClaire take a shot at tennis. There were fans walking across the field, and well, that was Harold being commissioner. You had to last-minute words of instruction for the umpires. But as we were saying, the previous game, Harold took a shot at the sport of tennis. And Harold and I worked together during the day. And I don't know, Calvin, if you can get a shot of this. But we got this in a fax this morning. And it's from a good friend of Harold's, Martina Navratilova. And it says, "Harold, watch what you say about tennis, or else I'll punch you in the nose. Love, Martina Navratilova." So I don't know what's going on between you two, but she's after you.
Well, that's the first time I've seen that fact, so I'm going to have to assume that it's true coming from you. I've never known you to lie to me.
We are ready for the first pitch of the ball game. And it is in for a called strike. Third baseman Joe Rockhill, the batter. And he is thrown out for the first out of the inning. Rockhill will be followed by Nick Dubrey, Jerry Kovalevsky, Pete Kovalevsky, Frank Bucksa, Gary Duquette, Nick Chase, Jim Knight, and Steve Parker. On the mound tonight, Dave Waldron for the Mariners. And Harold, the last time we saw Waldron on the mound, you know what happened?
Yeah, he pitched a no-hitter against the Florida national team last year. I wish him a lot of luck tonight, but I don't wish him a no-hitter.
Odds are that's not going to happen tonight.
You're probably right.
Nick Dubrey, the batter, tell us what you know about Dick.
Well, Nick plays for the Lion Mountain Miners. Right now, at the end of 10 weeks of play, he's hitting .345, 10 hits on 29 plate appearances with a home run. Plays the outfield for him, roams left field, and does a very good job.
Now, as we film this game, Line Mountain currently in a tie for first place, I believe, with the Altona Hornets.
Well, right now the Miners are 13-2. The Hornets are 11-2, with a real big ball game coming up this weekend between the Cardinals and the Hornets.
Foul ball. Dubrey will come back to the plate. Far cooler temperatures tonight than what we had up in Champlain for the game between the Florida Nationals and the Mariners. And temperatures expected tonight, Harold, to actually get down into the high 40s.
Yeah, I think that's why I brought my winter jacket. It's been sitting in a truck since February or March, and for some reason I didn't put it away. I figured I better bring it tonight.
One out, nobody on. The pitch is outside. Tell us about the umpires tonight. You weren't listening, were you?
I didn't hear what you said.
The umpires for tonight.
Oh, the umpire behind the plate is Chuck Langlois, and on the bases is the legendary Ron Chase from Line Mountain.
It's foul. It's going to go out of play. Got Little League playoffs going on here as well at Lefty Wilson Park. They've started their first round of playoffs. Harold has indeed parked his truck in harm's way tonight. It's down the left field line. There's a bounty on it for anybody that can hit it.
Parked it exactly where I told you I would, right on the left field line.
Yes, you did. Dubrey goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the CVBL catcher, Jerry Kovalevsky.
Jerry's another Line Mountain born guy. He pretty much plays any position you want him to. His mainstay's behind the plate. Right now, Jerry's hitting .444, 20 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, so he does have a lot of power. Does make very, very good contact.
Waldron's first pitch. Misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Setting the defense for the Mariners. We told you Waldron was the pitcher. Fletcher behind the plate. At first base, B.J. Godfrey. Adam Brown at second. Musa at third, Judd at short. And the outfield from left to right, McCormick, Brown, and Demeron. Pitch misses again, just outside. Pete Kovalevsky on deck. He would be next. The pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now for the CVBL, you guys are just about complete with regular season play, getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, our regular season of play ends this weekend. First weekend of playoffs is next Sunday with a 1 9-inning game, followed by semifinals and finals, best 2 out of 3.
Kovalevsky reaches as the shortstop was unable to handle that tough hop. And it will bring Pete Kovalevsky to the plate with a couple of outs and 1 on here in the top of the first inning. I hope you're enjoying Hometown Cable's coverage of the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Star Game as they take on the Clinton County Mariners. Waldron's pitch misses inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. That's in for a called strike. 1-1. Do you think we'll see as many runs as we saw the last time we saw the Mariners?
Well, if you're referring to last night's ball game, I certainly hope not.
There's a shot deep to right field, and it's going to be over the head of the right fielder. Jerry Kovalevsky around second on his way to third. He is thinking about home. They're going to have a play at the plate. Throw is in time. He is out. The good relay from right field to second base. They gun him down at the plate. And they go to the bottom of the first inning. The CVBL All-Stars do not score. No runs, one hit, one error, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Leading off for the Mariners. Second baseman.
Let's set the defense for the Champlain Valley League All-Stars. Pitching will be Nick Chase. Behind the plate, Jerry Kovalevsky. At first base, Pete Kovalevsky. The second baseman is Gary Duquette. Third baseman, Joe Rockhill. Shortstop is Jim Knight. The outfield from left to right, Steve Parker, Nick Dubrey, and Frank Bucksa. Batting order for the Mariners. Adam Brown leads it off. He'll be followed by Nate Brown, Dave Waldron, TJ Musaw, Aaron Judd, Diavolo Fletcher, BJ Godfrey, Cory Demeron, and Matt McCormick. So the first pitch from Chase is hit deep to center field. Center fielder has a play, and he makes the catch right at the wall.
Nick Chase throwing for the CVBL All-Stars this year, having another really good year. He's off to an 8-0 start, and that's what's keeping the Lion Mountain Miners in first place.
Well, we've seen a couple of well-hit balls so far. Think we'll see a few taters tonight?
Small park. I think we're going to see more than a few taters.
Nate Brown, the batter. He takes the pitch in for a called strike. We'll talk more about the Champlain Valley Baseball League as the game goes on. Commissioner Harold Leclerc. There's a ground ball foul down the third base line. I don't think the coaches on the Mariners agreed with that call. Controversially early going.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Actually, from this angle, it looked like a fair ball.
So Brown will have to try it again. Swing and a miss. And Brown is down on strikes. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dave Waldron.
Now batting for the Mariners. Number 10, the pitcher, Dave Waldron.
Dave Waldron plays for the Miners also during the year and is having a good year there. I believe he's hitting around the 500 range for the Mariners. He's hitting .366. Had a few good, nice hits last night's ball game.
That one's fouled out of play. Now, what would have happened conceivably had someone who plays for the Mariners been selected to the CVBL All-Star team? Would they, like, change uniforms in mid-game?
That's a good question. That has not happened in the past. I'm sure Robbie would beat us up and make him wear that Mariner jersey. And we'd let him play for the Mariners because that's where he belongs.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside, 1-2. How long is Chase expected to pitch tonight?
Talking to some of the players over there, we're looking at probably 2 innings at the max.
How many players are on the All-Star roster?
Well, we came in with 18 players. We've had a couple that didn't show up tonight because of injuries. Steve Perrier from the Hornets injured his knee last weekend, and David Davidson injured his back last weekend.
Waldron goes down on strikes. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. We'll go to the second. Scoreless.
Right fielder, Frank Bucksa.
Ready to go in the top of the second inning. Frank Bucksa leads it off. He's from the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Harold, tell us what you know about Frank.
Frank's having a real good year this year. He's the number 8 hitter in the league, hitting .438, 14 for 32, 2 home runs. He usually averages about 5 or 6 home runs a year.
As we saw last time, Mariners were going up against a team of 19 and 20-year-olds, basically. I think your CVBL guys are considerably older.
I would dare say the average players we have here tonight is probably 27, 28 years old.
Ground ball to short. Brown throws him out. And that'll bring up Gary Duquette. He also represents the Cardinals.
Gary coaches the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And Gary's hitting 500 on the year, 4 doubles, hits with pretty good power, plays a very good shortstop position. He's been around baseball a long time, played for this Legion team.
Waldron's pitch misses outside. Boy, with all these guys hitting 480 and 500, you must have a lot of high-scoring ball games.
Well, we do have a few. we have probably 17 or 18 batters right now hitting between 405 and 525. They're having real good years.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch misses low. It's 3-1. Well, we will be on the lookout for you, Harold, tonight if a woman comes up behind you with a tennis racket.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. Rumor has it Martina's in Europe someplace, so I think I'm safe.
Duquette draws the walk, and that'll bring up Nick Chase. He represents Line Mountain.
Nick is a pretty good all-around ball player. He's 8-0 on the mound this year for the minors, hitting 441, having another really good year. His last 2 or 3 years, he's had very good seasons.
One out, 1 on here in the top of the 2nd inning. We are still scoreless. Lefty Wilson Park in Plattsburgh. I think the Little League game is coming to a conclusion over there. They're getting a little rambunctious.
Either that or somebody scored a run.
Jim Knight on deck. He'll be followed by Steve Parker. Waldron's pitch is high and outside. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, Ron Chase isn't going to have to throw anybody out of the outfield tonight.
No, I don't think so. If any fans get inside defense tonight, the players might throw them out.
Countdown goes to 2-2 on Nick Chase. The pitch swung on, grounded to short. They go to 2nd 1, on to 1st, not in time. So the Mariners get the lead runner. Chase reaches on the fielder's choice, and it'll bring up the CVBL shortstop, Jim Knight. He represents Tupper Lake.
Yeah, Jim's from Tupper Lake Timberjacks, hitting 483 this year. Has 3 doubles and 1 triple. Real good all-around player. I've seen him play infield and outfield, so he's pretty versatile.
2 down and a runner on first. The pitch is upstairs, ball 1. With 2 out and Chase at first, you think of a possible steal here to try to get somebody to scoring position?
That's a possibility. Nick's got real good speed, but Jim's got a real quick bat, so yeah, it's early in the game. I'd probably take the chance.
Pitch in for a strike. That's one of the things with an all-star team. Unlike a regular lineup, when you get down to the 8 and 9 hitters, it may drop off a little bit, but not necessarily so.
No, I think the number 9 hitter, who's scheduled for number 9 on this team tonight?
Parker.
Yeah, he's hitting a mere 310. So yeah, it does drop off considerably.
That's not what we meant. Knight calls time. Full count. So the runner will be in motion. Waldron steps off the mound. So a couple of mind games going on between Waldron and Knight.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think Dave knows that if he makes one mistake, it's going to cost him, especially in a small.
Popped up. B.J. Godfrey underneath it, over by the fence, and yes! Makes a nice catch.
Very good catch. He stayed with the ball, it drifted back on him, and he kept himself within stayed with the ball, made a real good catch.
No runs, no hits. One man left. We go to the bottom of the second in a scoreless game.
Now batting for the Mariners, wearing number 20, third baseman
TJ Musa leads things off here in the bottom of the second inning for the Mariners. Well, Harold, one thing we haven't talked about so far is, in terms of the CVBL roster is the coaching staff for tonight's game.
Well, the coaching staff, we decided that every year with the All-Stars, we take the previous year's champion team. Last year was the Altona Hornets, so Danny Burnell and Lauren Parker are over there coaching tonight.
That didn't hit a red truck out there, did it, Calvin?
Not even close.
Might have ended up on the football field. That one's fouled back. The count goes to 0-2 on Musa. Aaron Judd will bat next. He'll be followed by Diavolo Fletcher.
Let's go, 2-0.
And yes, tonight you can say Fletcher, the catcher. Ground ball to short. Scooped up by Knight. Throw to first is in time. That's 2 down. Or 1 down, rather. We get 2 for the price of 1.
On this field, anything can happen.
For the Mariners, shortstop number 12,
Shortstop, Aaron Judd will be the batter.
Aaron's having a pretty good year this year. 18 hits overall, hitting .327. Good athlete.
Pitch from Chase. Curveball misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That's fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. Scoreless tie. CVBL All-Stars and the Clinton County Mariners on hometown cable. The pitch, grounded to short. Knight's going to have to hurry. Throw is not in time. Judd beats it out. It looked as though Knight might have let that ball play him instead of charging in quickly for it. That allowed Judd to beat it out.
Yeah, I think he played it on one hop too many. That's a ball that when you're playing deep at short, you gotta charge it to make that play.
So the Mariners get their first hit of the ball game, and Diavolo Fletcher will come to the plate. One out, one on. Chase's pitch. Swung on line into right field, but that's an atom ball. Hauled in and right by Bucksa. And that'll be 2 down.
Frank's pretty misleading out there. He's not real fleet of foot, but he always manages to get to the ball. Sorry, Frank.
I think you could have caught that one had you been out there. He didn't have to move very much for that.
Yeah, well, if I have to move more than 2 or 3 feet, forget it.
BJ Godfrey will be the batter. We saw BJ make that nice play, catching the foul ball at first base, top of this inning. That one had him fooled. Spencer Graves with a nice play down at first base. Didn't have to olay that one.
I noticed he didn't run away from that one.
0-1 the count to Godfrey with a runner on first and 2 out. The pitch. This is low. 1-1.
Come on, Beach. Come on, 2-4, kid.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Two teams will be playing a 7-inning ball game tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They'll have to throw to first to get the out. They do, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. There was 1 man left. We go to the top of the third, still in a scoreless tie.
In the Champlain Valley Baseball League, nothing. The third action. Grizzlies, Steve Parker.
Ready to go in the top of the 3rd inning. Dave Waldron takes the hill for his 3rd inning of work. Steve Parker leads things off for the CVBL All-Stars.
Steve's having a pretty good year this year. Has pretty decent power. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, hitting .310. Plays a lot of the outfield for him.
Fouls that one back to the screen. He represents the High Falls Grizzlies, team based out of the Saranac area.
Yeah, they're basically made up of a lot of Saranac graduates. They've been in the league now for about 4 or 5 years, and they're having a real good year this year.
Waldron's pitch is low. Parker, the 9th place hitter. Rockhill and Dubrey will be the next couple of hitters. It's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So the second hit of the game for the CVBL All-Stars.
Representing the CR Twins Mud Hens, third baseman Joe Rockhill.
Rockhill grounded out to third base his first at bat.
Joe is off to a real good year this year. He does some pitching duties for the Mud Hens, has a 4-0 record so far this year, and he's one of the top hitters in the league, hitting .525. A very dangerous hitter.
There's a ground ball to short. Easy double play. Second one out. They're not going to get him.
Aaron, maybe quicker for you to go right through, right?
Joe's pretty quick coming out of the batter's box. Being on the left-hand side, he's got 2 or 3 steps on the righty. Probably should have been a double play that had been turned, but Joe's very quick getting down the line.
Yeah, interesting to note that we look around and I don't see John Coyer here. I wonder if he's still sitting in that chair in the deep center field in Champlain.
I don't know if anybody woke him up after the game or not. Rumor has it he's got a ball game tonight on the other field.
Here's the pitch. Did he go? Yes. Dubrey went down on strikes his first at bat. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. As Harold said, Rockhill with good speed. So will we see him in motion?
I wouldn't doubt it.
There's a line shot to left field. It's an atom ball, and it gets past the Clinton County Mariner left fielder, Matt McCormick. Rockhill's going to score. And staying at second base will be Dubrey with a double. So the CVBL All-Stars break out on top 1-0 on the double into left field by Nick Dubrey.
That's a tough catch for the outfielder. The ball's kind of drifting off to him. Ball was hit pretty hard, but it just started to dive just before it got to him. Held him to a double, so that was a good play.
Jerry Kovalevsky, the batter, reached on an error his first at bat. 1-0. All-Stars lead it here in inning number 3. Waldron's pitch swung on. That's grounded to short. They'll throw to first, get the easy out there. No! Godfrey drops the ball. Play at the plate won't be nearly in time. Kovalevsky is going to end up at second base. Dubrey will score. So a couple of errors by the first baseman have put the Mariners now down 2-0. And that's something you can't do against a quality team like the CVBL All-Stars.
That's true. I think he probably had a real hard time picking that ball up with the sun in his eyes, because right now the sun is directly in his eyes.
Pete Kovalevsky, the batter. He doubled his first at bat. So it's 2-0. A couple of errors in this inning have certainly hurt the Clinton County Mariners. 1-1 the count, or 2 strikes rather on Kovalevsky. Frank Bucksa on deck. He would be next. There's a line shot caught by the shortstop. He'll step on second and they'll get the easy double play.
Shortstop has got some pretty good range out there. Ball was hit very hard, but he's playing deep enough to pick out that ball.
CVBL All-Stars pick up 2 runs, 2 hits. There were 2 Mariner errors and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's CVBL 2, the Mariners 0. Pitching change for the CVBL All-Stars. From the Plattsburgh Cardinals, Tom Neal takes the mound. Tell us what you know about Tom.
Well, Tom's been in the league for quite a few years now. Very quality ball player. Played for me for about 5 years. This year he's off to a 5-1 start. He's the reason why the Cardinals are in contention this year. Throws the ball real hard. 6 ball games this year he's pitched. He's got 36 strikeouts. So he does throw the ball very, very hard. Has a real good fastball. Has a nice little curve. He'll drop his curve down to a sidearm pitch. As he's getting older, he's getting a lot smarter.
Too bad they don't say that about you. 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Clinton County Mariners. Cory Demeron, the batter. He is the right fielder. And he takes the first pitch low. 1-0. Pitch is inside. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch from Tom Neal. Swung on, grounded, foul. Oh, this one's fair. Down the third base line. Well, is that one a makeup, Harold?
Somebody moved the bag a little bit on that one.
That one looked like it might have been foul. So the Mariners get their leadoff man here in the third inning.
Now batting for the Mariners.
It will bring up Matt McCormick. One thing we've got to say is we don't have a very good angle from where we're at.
That is very true. So on those close plays, I'm going to refuse to comment anymore.
Shot, Cory. Field the ball. I'll cover your bag.
We saw McCormick on the mound against the Florida Nationals. The pitch. Oh, they got the man hung up. Throw to first. Now to second. They're going to get him in the rundown. So Demeron is out 2 to 3 to 6 for the first out of the inning. They had the bunt on. McCormick missed the bunt. And Demeron got caught a little bit too far off first base.
Yeah, one thing I've known about Jerry behind the plate is he is not afraid to throw the ball around the infield. He's got a very strong arm. He's got a real good defense behind him. So in his position, he can throw the ball.
Pitch gets to the backstop. One ball, one strike to count on Matt McCormick. The pitch, called strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Adam Brown on deck. The pitch, called strike 3. That one had some zip on it.
Yeah, that one sounded like a strike from over here.
You didn't see it?
I heard it. I've heard that noise a lot in the last few years.
Adam Brown.
Adam Brown will be the batter. Brown took Nick Chase deep to center field. It was caught at the fence to lead off the ball game for the Mariners. And this one's popped up in the infield. Shortstop Knight makes the call and makes the catch. So 3 up and 3 down for the Mariners in inning number 3. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. We go to the 4th. It's 2-0 CVBL. Ready to go here in the top of inning number 4. Frank Bucksa will be the batter. He grounded out to shortstop to start inning number 2. This one he pulls foul down the line. I think your truck's pretty safe tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I parked it. It's probably 380, 390. If anybody hits it, you're going to pay the $100 bonus anyway, right?
Oh, you've raised it on me. Pitch low and in the dirt. Count goes to 1-1. The CVBL All-Stars picked up a couple of runs in inning number 3. That's all we've got on the board for either team so far tonight. So we start the 4th. Pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now they're still whooping it up over at the Little League field, so apparently that game did not end when that big roar occurred earlier on.
Sounds like there's more action over there than there is over here.
Waldron's pitch swung on and drilled foul down the left field line. Getting closer.
He's getting closer. Frank and I are going to have to talk after this one.
Well, maybe he heard what you said about him in right field. I think you said he wasn't very fleet of foot.
Did I say that?
I was surprised you got it out without screwing it up, but you did say fleet of foot. Pitch is upstairs, and it's ball 4. So Bucksa takes a walk, and if he's not very fleet of foot, probably not going to be going anywhere.
No, I don't think there's going to be any stealing signs.
Second baseman,
Gary Duquette, the batter. He walked his first at bat. In addition to no stealing here, you're probably not going to see any bunting here in an all-star game.
I don't think so. I think they're all here to swing the bat and see what happens.
Swing the bat and go for the VFW.
I've seen a few of those in the parking lot in the last few years.
The 0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1. What's the longest ball you've ever seen hit here?
Well, I think the longest one that I've seen hit here was probably one that Steve Perrier hit off Tommy Neal in a playoff game that we played probably in '96 here. Hit probably the middle of the parking lot in the VFW, and I'd say that was probably a 500-foot shot.
That's a ways out there. Ball and 2 strikes. Waldron looks in for the side, comes to the set. The 1-2 pitch misses outside, and it's 2-2. Runner on first, nobody out here in inning number 4. The pitch swung on, hit slowly down the third base line. They throw to second, they're not going to get him. Throw goes into left field. Here he comes to third. He'll reach it standing up. Duquette reaches on the fielder's choice. Bucksa goes to second, then advances to third on the error. So the defense has sort of let the Mariners down in this game.
The ball was kind of hit a little bit on the slow side, and I'm guessing that the third baseman was hoping that it would kick foul.
Nick Chase will bat. Swing and a miss.
I think they were playing 3. Supposed to be anyway.
Now Chase was not in the game as the DH. He was in the game as the pitcher. He was taken out of the game as the pitcher, but how does he still hit?
He must be staying in as a DH. Tommy Neal has not hit I don't believe he's hit at all this year.
Throw to second, not in time. Duquette steals. I'm still confused as how you can go from a pitcher to a DH position in the middle of the game.
It's the All-Star game. You can do what you want, can't you?
So if it's a tie, are they going to just stop it?
Absolutely. I already consulted with Bud this morning.
Harold Leclerc is certainly the Bud Selig of the Champlain Valley Baseball League. Chase lines one into right field for base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Well, no, maybe not. The last minute, they hold Duquette up at third base. And there's going to be runners at the corners
Now batting
for Jim Knight.
All-Stars, with number 25, representing the Upper Lake Table Jacks.
You sort of get the feeling that this could be like one of those innings we saw last time.
It has the possibilities. Although Waldron is a quality pitcher, seems to be struggling just a little bit right now. But if he gets in his groove, we both know he can throw real well.
Stepped off to see if anything was going on at first. There was not. Knight swings and misses. Knight popped out to the first baseman, Godfrey, his first at bat. The pitch swung on, hit slowly down the third base line. That will roll foul. The count will go to 0-2.
Jimmy's a good two-strike hitter. 0-2. Yeah. Do you send the runner at first?
No. It's just a guess. We'll keep an eye on the runner at first. He does not go. The 0-2 pitch, he looked bad on that one.
He was fooled. He was either looking for a fastball or hoping it was an outside pitch. Did not look good on that one.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley Baseball
Steve Parker
League, with number 35,
will come to the plate
left fielder,
for his second at bat.
Steve Parker.
Singled his first time up. Runner still at the corners with one out and one run in here in the top of the fourth inning. The CVBL All-Stars lead it 4-0, or 3-0. 0-1, and that one is fouled off. Now, this is the first season of your second stint as CVBL commissioner.
No, it's my second season as my second stint.
That one's fouled back again. Have I known you that long that it's been 2 years now?
I think you've known me a lot longer than that, because I don't think either one of us are going to admit to it.
No balls, 2 strikes. I can still remember Harold LeClaire from bowling on Thursday nights at Plattsburgh Lanes. That tells you how long ago that was. Swing and a miss. That was actually foul tipped into the mitt. So the second strikeout of the inning for Waldron.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley Baseball League.
That'll bring Joe Rockhill to the plate. Joe's 0 for 2. Scored on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, we won't talk about our bowling days.
Well, yours are over. Mine are still going on.
Yes, mine are over.
Pitch is low. Duquette at third, Chase at first. An unearned run on the board for the All-Stars here in the top of the fourth. The pitch, that one is in for a called strike. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Really starting to chill down here. It's almost like football weather.
Yeah, before the game, Calvin was saying it's supposed to go down in the upper 40s this evening. I thought he was pulling my leg, but I'm beginning to think he was right.
Perfect temperature. 45 degrees. Waldron comes to the set. Takes a look at first. The pitch, that's fouled back to the screen. 2-2 the count on Joe Rockhill. I'm being very careful with this name because I don't want to call him Joe Rockhead like the guy in the Flintstones.
No comment.
Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
See, if you had a 7-year-old, you too would know the characters of the Flintstones. Wild pitch, runner from third coming in. Duquette will score. And that makes it 4-0 in favor of the CVBL All-Stars.
Joe is still a pretty dangerous hitter, even with the 2 strikes on him. Again, he's hitting .525 this year, having an outstanding year for the Mud Hens.
Pitch is high, ball 4. Rockhill takes the walk.
Now batting, the Champlain
Chase
Valley
at
Baseball
second.
League All-Stars. For number 17, center fielder for the Linemount Miners, Dubrey.
Dubrey is 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI.
Nick is hitting .345 for the Miners, having a pretty good year this year.
Pitch in for a called strike.
Some options now. No one's doing the baseball.
And if the Mariners can get out of this one by getting Dubrey here, they're going to have to be fairly happy getting out of this inning with just a couple of runs being scored.
Yeah, they don't want to give up too many more runs. They're basically still in this ball game. They need to shut the door right now.
Here's the pitch. Misses outside.
Good idea. Now let's have some life.
Runner getting a good lead at second base. There's a swing and a miss. Doesn't matter. That's strike 3. The All-Stars get 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Mariner error and 2 runners left on base. We go to the last of the 4th. It's the All-Stars 4 and the Mariners nothing. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 coming up to the plate for the Clinton County Mariners. They're down by 4 here in the bottom of the 4th. Brown struck out his first at bat. Tom Neal on the hill for inning number 2 at work. Pitch is low. Some defensive changes for the CVBL All-Stars. Jamie Lavarge, the new catcher. Matt Liberty, the new first baseman. Jamie Juntman, the new second baseman. That one's popped straight up in the air. Juntman will have a shot and make the catch for the first out of inning number 4. Continuing on with the changes, Dennis Labarge is the new shortstop, J.R. Jubert, the new center fielder, and Nick Dubrey has moved from center to left. I think we got all of them.
I think Joe Rockhill slid over to third, but I'm not sure if that's where he started the game.
Yes, it is. Dave Waldron, the batter. Waldron struck out his first at bat. He'll be followed up by T.J. Musa. Neal's pitch, that's upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch misses inside. It's 3-0. We have not seen the real good control from Neal that we saw from Chase.
No, Tom did not pitch at all last weekend, so he hasn't thrown in 2 weeks. When he's in a groove, though, there's nobody better. He throws the ball very hard and usually has pretty good control.
3 balls and a strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. Count goes to 3-2. There's a very good crowd here today.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with it. It's a real good showcase for baseball in the area. The CVBL All-Stars has a real good lineup, and the Mariners, year after year, always put a very quality ball club on the field. And Rob has done a very good job with this team.
Waldron reaches via the walk. T.J. Musa will be the batter. And it'll bring Aaron Judd into the on-deck circle. Right in Calvin's camera angle. That one is hit medium depth right field. Hauled in for out number 2. That was your fleet-footed friend again.
That's Frank. I'll tell you what, if anything gets near him, he will get a glove on it. He's a very, very consistent outfielder.
Aaron Judd, the Mariners shortstop, singled his first at bat. Waldron, the runner at first, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch misses high, 1-0. Down 4-0 with 2 outs. Do you think of trying something with try to get a runner in scoring position? Immaterial now, unless that falls into no man's land. Second baseman Juntman gets out there, though, to make the catch. That was definitely the second baseman's ball all the way because there was no chance Bucksa had of getting it.
There's no way Frank could get to that ball. Jamie's got real good range, plays second base for the Miners all year long. He went a long way for that one.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning with the All-Stars leading the Mariners 4-0.
Representing the Altona Hornets, Jamie Lavarge.
Jamie Lavarge to lead things off for the All-Stars here in the top of inning number 5. It's his first at bat of the ball game, and he responds by popping it out of play. The Mariners ball boy has arrived. Look out for him. Fresh off a victory tonight. His Little League minor league team winning 15-0. It was a hard ground ball. Now, that first base coach needs to take a lesson from Graves. The way Graves handled that one earlier in the game was flawlessly. This guy, I don't know.
But he moved with cat-like speed, not unlike what Robbie did last night against the Nationals when he tiptoed away from the ball.
That looked more like Tommy Lasorda last night. There's a line shot deep to right field. Again, it's an atom ball, though. And there'll be 1 out. That'll bring Matt Liberty to the plate. He represents the High Falls Grizzlies.
Yeah, Matt plays for High Falls Grizzlies, hitting .405 this year, 4 doubles, 2 home runs. He's having one of his better years.
We did not tell you that Lavarge represented the Altona Hornets. One out here in the top of inning number 5. The pitch, that one's fouled back, got a piece of the umpire. No balls, 2 strikes. Waldron will look to record his 5th strikeout. He's got 4 so far. The pitch, called strike 3, outside corner. And there are 2 down. And it will bring up to the plate Harold LeClair's fleet-footed favorite, Frank Bucksa. That's 4 Fs. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to screw that up.
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Frank on the game is 0 for 1. He walked and scored a run in inning number 4. 2 down with nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss. Some gas upstairs.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball pretty hard. Frank has that home run swing down pretty good. He's played in this ballpark for most of his life. Knowing it's a short fence, he's going all out.
The pitch. Weak ground ball to third. Throw to first in plenty of time. And Waldron records a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the last of the 5th. The All-Stars 4, the Mariners nothing.
Champlain Valley Baseball League 4.
Bottom half of inning number 5. Devalo Fletcher, the batter for the Mariners. Lined out to right field his first at bat. He'll be followed by Donnie Coolidge, who has gone into the game in B.J. Godfrey's spot. Mariners running out of time. They need 4 to tie. Rockhill scoops it up, throws to first to record out number 1 of inning number 5. Coolidge comes to the plate for his first at bat.
Now batting for the Cook County Mariners, number 23, John Coolidge.
He'll be followed by Chris Washburn, who's gone into Demeron's spot. Pitch to Coolidge is outside. Tell us about the new pitcher.
Well, Jim Knight plays for the Tupper Lake Timberjacks and doesn't really pitch a whole lot. I don't have a lot of his pitching stats. I suppose I could dig deep into my archives if you're going to put me on the spot.
From what I've heard, your archives are pretty deep. Harold's archives. You get a shot. He's got more stats there than anybody. What do you got?
Jimmy so far in the year he doesn't throw a lot. He's only thrown 7 innings. He's 0-2, giving up 8 hits, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts on the year. They use him mostly in relief.
Pitch is in for a called strike 3. Coolidge goes down on strikes, and Chris Washburn will come in. Well, he's in a hold situation here. Doesn't quite qualify for a save, but trying for the hold.
Is that what they call it? A hold?
A hold.
How do we get him in a save position?
That would have to be
4-1?
No, yeah, 4-1 would get somebody into a save position. It'd have to be a lead of less than 3 outs, or 3 runs rather.
Okay, we'll settle for a hold.
Pitch to Washburn, misses outside. Pat Hoey moves into the on-deck circle. He has replaced Matt McCormick.
They don't penalize us 15 yards on a hold, do they?
No. That pitch again misses. Pitch fouled back. Two down, nobody on here in the bottom of inning number 5. Lights have come on here at Lefty Wilson Park. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch from Knight. Low and in the dirt, 3-2. It's payoff pitch, called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Knight comes into the game and he records a 1, 2, 3 inning. We'll go to the top of inning number 6. CVBL 4, the Mariners nothing. Top of inning number 6, Waldron still on the hill for the Mariners. Roger Barnard continuing to serenade us with some of baseball's finest. During the 7th inning stretch, Harold will be grabbing the microphone and singing some of his baseball favorites.
They'll be very quick songs.
Harold, tell us what you know about Jamie Juntman.
Jamie plays second base for the Miners, hitting .267 this year. 12 hits, plays a very good defensive game.
Grounds it to third, and the throw is wild. Juntman's going to get on his horse and end up standing at second base. So an error on the third baseman allows the first runner to reach, and we've seen most of the game. The runs for the CVBL All-Stars have been set up by Clinton County Mariner errors.
That seems to be their downfall this year, although they are a very young ball club. Next year and the year after, with some experience, they're going to be a very good team.
Knight, the batter. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Popped out and struck out. Did he go? Yes, he did. Again, a tough call from Ron Chase to make out there from behind the pitcher, but a good call.
That's 2 nights in a row he's made that tough call, and 2 nights in a row he's been right.
There's a little pop-up. It's going to go over the head of the second baseman. No, it's not. An outstanding catch at second. They go to short and get the double play. Holy cow.
That's one for ESPN play of the game. Made a great play getting to the ball.
Outstanding individual effort at second base by Adam Brown. And they get the double play.
Now batting for the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars, representing the Altona Hornets.
Well, that's the play of the game so far.
Yeah, that's got my vote. Real good speed to getting out to that play that most of us really didn't think he'd have a chance to get to, but made a real good diving play on it.
Dennis Lavarge comes to the plate from the Altona Hornets. Tell us about Dennis.
Dennis is hitting .484 this year, 7 doubles and 2 home runs, so he does hit with some pretty good power. Is also their leading pitcher, having a 4-0 season so far.
Waldron's first pitch was outside for a ball. Fans still coming into the game here tonight. They've missed a good one so far. 4-0 the score in favor of the CVBL All-Stars as we are working inning number 6. 2 down and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another very quick inning. No runs, no hits. There was 1 Mariner error. Nobody left on base. We go to the last of the 6th. The All-Stars 4 and the Mariners nothing. Bottom half of inning number 6. The Mariners are down to 6 outs and battered. Warning number 6. Pat Hoy at the plate.
Pat's hitting 114 this year. Played a pretty good ball game last night. Came in and I believe he pitched the last 3 or 4 innings and threw the ball very well.
Top of the Mariner order will follow. Adam Brown and Nate Brown. The pitch, that one's fouled off. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's talk more about the CVBL. When did the CVBL start?
Now you're putting me on the spot. I believe, John Cory could answer that, but I believe 1971. I believe we have 32 years in existence.
Now batting for the Clinton County Mariners, number 4, second baseman, Adam Brown.
Adam Brown, the batter. And you currently are working with 9 teams?
We currently have 9. The last few years we've had 8. We picked up another team this year from Tupper Lake Tremors. And we'd actually like to pick up 1 more ball club for next year, get back to an even number of 10. That would give us an 18-game schedule versus what we have this year at 16.
Now, didn't the Clinton Lakers come back into the league this year as well?
The Clinton Lakers, well, I guess technically you could say the uniforms are back. It's a whole new ball club under the guidance of Glenn Gagnier, who came in with a lot of high school kids, and it's their first year in, and they're going through a lot of growing pains. They haven't won any ball games yet this year. on the field. And but if he keeps those kids together and next year picks up 3, 4, 5 mid-20 age ball players, they could be a very good team.
Knight on the hill for his second inning of work. The pitch, that one again fouled back. Adam Brown at the plate. Nate Brown will follow. Adam is 0 for 2 so far. The pitch, called strike 3. Nice curve, got him on the outside corner.
He's got a nice breaking ball. It's the first time I've really paid attention to him pitching this year. I saw him throw a couple innings in Altona about 3 weeks ago. Throws the ball pretty hard, but does mix his pitches up pretty well.
Nate Brown, 0 for 2 in the contest. We'll try to keep this 6th inning going. Mariners down to 4 outs. They trail by 4. This game has actually gone so fast, they may have to think of playing 2.
Well, it's still early. The lights just came on, so I don't think they turn the lights off till 10 o'clock. So maybe we can squeeze a few extra innings here.
Calvin is shaking his head no. Pitch is high. Dave Waldron on deck. He would be next.
They played 2 last night in Champlain.
They certainly did. Called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Nate Brown. Pitch popped up. It's going to drift out of play. Count will go to 2-2. Knight ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch. Looks in for the sign. Brown steps out. Got the sign now. And the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. And the count will go full on Nate Brown.
I think he tried a little knuckleball there. First time I've seen him throw that one this year.
Well, on 3-2, it would be advised not to do that again.
I don't think you'll see that same pitch. I'm looking at a fastball.
Harold says fastball. It's a curve, but just misses. Boy, that didn't miss by much.
Well, as usual, I'm wrong again.
Now batting.
Well, that'll bring Waldron to the plate, and certainly if there's anybody on this Mariner roster who's stepped to the occasion and take one deep, it's Waldron, and that would get him right back into this game.
Yeah, Dave has shown in the last few years he's a very quality athlete. There's no question he can make this a 42 ball game.
A bunt, isn't that going to shock everybody? Knight gets on it quickly, throw to first, great scoop at first base, and they get Waldron. Well, they tried something to try to get that tying run to the plate. Real good execution on the part of the CVBL All-Stars. Knight quickly off the mound and a real good scoop at first.
Cat-like speed coming off the mound, but that kind of surprises me. I don't know if that was a call play by the coach or if he just did that on his own. But with his kind of power, you got to let him swing.
No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 7th. It's 4-0 CVBL. J.R. Jubert leads things off here in the top of the 7th inning. J.R. represents the Altona Hornets.
J.R. combs the outfield for the Hornets, having a real good year, hitting .533 this year. Very quick bat, very fast with his feet.
We spoke with Spencer Graves, and that was not a called bunt. So that was Waldron trying something on his own to try and get on base and get that potential tying run to the plate.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual he did that on his own. A gutsy play on his part, like Spencer was telling us, 2 more feet to the left and he was on. But with his hitting, he could make it a 2-run game very easy.
The line shot from Jubert past the third baseman into left field. And Jubert will be on with a single.
Now batting.
Jim Ryan from the Mud Hens makes his first appearance. He went into the game in Joe Rockhill's spot. What do you know about Jim?
Well, Jimmy is hitting .469 this year.
That's all.
That's all, and he's only got 5 home runs, so he's having an off year this year.
Well, you said before we started this game, and even during the broadcast, there is going to be a lot of home runs tonight. Harold, we've seen none.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm wrong again. And besides, since when do you ever believe anything I tell you?
Pitch. Off-speed pitch in for a strike.
I should have parked my truck right on the third base line.
Jubert, the runner at first. Nobody out here in the 7th. Pitch is outside. As Calvin points out, parking it right behind the fence. There've been a few foul balls back there.
Yes, there has.
Waldron checks the runner. It's fouled back by Ryan. We want to say a special hello to all the hospital patients and shut-ins watching tonight's broadcast. Those of you that can't get out to the local events but still enjoy the great coverage provided by Calvin Castine and the staff of Hometown Cable. I was talking with Calvin, and he's going to be down at the Tom Chapin concert getting some footage. There's a line shot that's foul down the left field line. That was rained out on a Monday night. Calvin said something about 6 feet of water he ended up in. As all of a sudden, I think it rained harder in the first minute and a half of that rainstorm Monday night than I've seen it rain in quite some time.
Well, I was outside that night doing some siding, and when the rain started to come, I quickly got in my truck and drove home, and by the time I got home, it was coming down so hard I had a hard time seeing. For 3 hours, got a lot of rain.
I saw a picture in the Press Republican of some people walking through the water down by City Hall, and it was just about knee deep.
Well, better to be in Plattsburgh than in Texas at this stage.
We're being invaded by seagulls. Throw to first, not in time. Waldron's pitch to Ryan with a runner in motion. It's fouled off. $4-0 the score in favor of the CVBL All-Stars. They've taken advantage of a few Mariner miscues that have led to their 4 runs. The CVBL All-Stars with just 5 hits in the ball game. The Mariners have been held to just 2 hits. So certainly a game dominated by pitching so far.
There's been some real good pitching performances tonight. Dave Waldron, like we've seen in the past, does throw the ball very well. He's been in pretty good control tonight.
Swing and a miss. Throw to second is off the mark. Jubert will have a stolen base. Ryan is down on strikes. And Nick Dubrey will be the batter. Nick has one of those 5 hits. It was a double over the head of the right fielder. He's also struck out a couple of times.
Let's make a play now. On our toes.
So Waldron now trying to keep the deficit at 4 with hitter number 2 in the CVBL batting order at the plate. Jamie Lavarge on deck. He lined out in his only at bat. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up out of play. Waldron comes to the set, looks the runner back to second. This one's popped up. Shortstop Brown will have a play. Makes an easy catch. And there are two down, and that's a big out. As it keeps the runner still at second. And with the possibility of a wild pitch, he's not going to score from second on a wild pitch.
No, and the batter at the plate right now is very dangerous. Jamie's hitting .457, has 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 6 home runs this year.
But he pops this one up, drifting foul down the line, and it will be a foul, no play.
Tough play, tough play. Hey, wait for the defense. Tony back! Tony back!
Jubert still at second with 2 down here in the top of inning number 7. CVBL looking to add 1 more insurance run. The pitch, swing and a miss. Waldron had him fooled on that one.
Yeah, I think Jamie is looking to get this game out of reach, but Dave has always been a very hard competitor, and he's still throwing the ball very well. He needs to keep the ball down, and he will be effective.
0-2. The pitch inside, 1-2. Now, you said Waldron has not pitched at all season for the Line Mountain team.
He hasn't thrown yet for Line Mountain. They have 3 real good pitchers, and it doesn't give him a lot of time.
Lavarge fooled by a curveball in the dirt, but they throw to first and record the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Mariners need 4 to tie it. J.R. Jubert now on the mound for an inning of work. Tell us what you know about him pitching-wise.
That's a good question. J.R. has not pitched this year for the Hornets. Kind of surprises me that he's out there. Although I do believe he did throw in high school and had a pretty good high school career at Northern Adirondack.
Well, it's hitters 4, 5, and 6 for the Mariners. T.J. Musaw, Aaron Judd, Diavolo Fletcher. Jubert's first pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pitch is high. And the count goes to 1-1. Look out. That get a piece of the bat or the batter?
I think he hit the catcher's glove. I don't think it's a brush back pitch.
Now with a 4-run lead, I don't think you want to start putting people on base.
No, that one kind of got away from him. But like I said, he has not thrown, to my knowledge, much at all this year, if any. So I'm sure he's rusty.
Of course, as commissioner of the CVBL, if this game ends, well, let's not say ends, but if this inning ends in a 4-4 tie, are you going to walk out into the middle of the field and announce to the crowd that the game is over?
Well, unlike the spirit of the baseball game last night on TV, no. I think we're going to go the extra inning.
Harrell will make it happen even if he's got to pitch himself. Ground ball past the shortstop into center field. Musaw with a single. The 3rd Mariner hit of the ball game. And Aaron Judd will be the batter.
Now batting for the Clinton County Mariners, number 12, Aaron Judd.
So is there a closer on this CVBL team in case they need him?
I think the closer is on the bench, Jimmy Ryan. He's always good for 1 or 2 innings during the season, but he just got here about the 6th inning, so I haven't seen him throw the ball yet, so I think it's J.R. Jubert the rest of the way.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, back to the screen, and there'll be no play.
New life, Cheddar, use it. Come on, kid.
One ends up in the under construction press box that they are building here at Lefty Wilson Park.
Yeah, talking to Terry Demeron before the game, his hopes of having that finished by the time the district starts is looking very good. So we'll be able to use those facilities when the Mariners participate in the state districts next weekend, I believe.
Of course, this weekend for the Mariners, it's their big Alex Turner tournament.
Come on, Cheddar.
That pitch is fouled off.
Come on, Cheddar.
Clears the pitch, and again, foul to the backstop, so Aaron Judd staying alive.
Yeah, he's swings a pretty good bat this year. He's hitting 327 on the year, so he's definitely a contact hitter.
That pitch misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You're down by 4. Do you start the runner?
No, I don't think Musa will score in any place.
There's a line shot. That fleet-footed right fielder's got another one. And there's one down.
That's my buddy Frank. Any ball in his area, he'll get it with the glove.
Now batting.
So 1 out, 1 on. Hello, Fletcher. The catcher. 0 for 2 in the game.
Oh, 1 for it.
Pitch in for a called strike. Fletcher didn't think so.
No, that's a questionable call. Fletcher is having a good year, though, hitting 353 for the Mariners.
Well, there's the payback. That would look pretty good.
They all even out.
Ball and a strike, runner on first. And did he go? Pitch is outside. They won't ask for on chase on that one. But he was in position to call it if he had to.
Yes, he was.
2-1. That's right down Broadway. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coolidge on deck. He would be next. The pitch, that's high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jubert is certainly making it interesting.
Yes, he is. He seems to be taking every batter the distance.
Ball 4, and with Coolidge coming up, we're just one swing of the bat away from a 1-run game.
Well, Coolidge is a good hitter. He's hitting 315 this year. Does have 1 home run, so he can put it out of here.
A lot of runners here, guys. Come on.
Chris Washburn on deck would be the tying run if Coolidge can reach base. Pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Leave it up. Leave it up, BC. Come on, kid.
Jubert's 0-1. Called strike. Curveball kicks the outside corner. And Coolidge quickly in a hole 0-2.
Yeah, JR's got a pretty good curveball working for him tonight if he can control it.
CVBL All-Stars not holding the runners, so they've got a decent lead at first and second. Coolidge grounds it to second. Juntman gets the hop, goes to second 1. They're not going to have a play. Oh, they may have off third. gets back just in time.
I think he was thinking they were going to attempt a double play. That was a pretty heads-up play on Dennis Lavarge's part.
Chris Washburn.
Coolidge reaches on the fielder's choice. Runners at the corners, and the Mariners are down to their final out. Chris Washburn, the batter.
Washburn is hitting .306 this year. And by the way, I did check with Dave Washburn today, and he doesn't think they're related.
Pitch in for a called strike. Of course, if they were, Chris probably wouldn't admit it.
That's very true.
He hits that one to center field. And that is going to be caught, and that is going to be the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Final score, the CVBL All-Stars 4, the Clinton County Mariners nothing. We'll wrap things up in just a moment. Back with Harold LeClaire to wrap things up. Harold, we certainly saw a very entertaining ball game tonight.
This was a very good ball game. The Mariners put what I thought was their best 9 ball players on the field, showed they can be very competitive with anybody. And as we all know, if you look at that lineup for the CVBL team, the starters all hitting over 400, real good ball club. And Dave Waldron pitched a very, very good game.
4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the CVBL All-Stars. No runs, 3 hits, and 5 errors for the Clinton County Mariners. And Harold, those 5 errors indirectly led to all 4 CVBL runs.
Yeah, very young team, as we all know, and with the team that they played against tonight, you can't afford to give them 4 outs in an inning, and it will come back to haunt you, and tonight it did.
So the CVBL heading into their playoffs, it's been another good season for the Champlain Valley Baseball League. You've got some good competition at the front. Tell us where the playoffs are going to be occurring in the next few weeks.
Well, this weekend is we're playing all of our rain games, makeup games. Our first 2 weekends of playoffs is basically up in the air right now because of the Turner tournament this weekend and the districts at the end of July. So, we've made arrangements. If their local teams are playing in the playoffs, we're going to be out of the city so that Rob can have the fields for his tournaments.
So the season will pretty much be wrapped up by the time we get around to the beginning of August.
No, actually, we're looking at the weekend of August 18th to be the final championship game.
So if you get a chance to stop by and check out some of the great CVBL action, certainly you see some entertaining ball games.
Yes, you will. Playoffs have always been good. Last year, in the first, second, and third round, every ball game was a 1-run game except for the final championship game.
And for the Clinton County Mariners, they've got their Alex Turner tournament this weekend as they are in their busiest portion of the schedule. They've played 5 consecutive days, and all in preparation for the districts, which will be held in Plattsburgh this year.
Yeah, they've had a pretty busy week this week, and I'm sure they're going to take a day off and just rest those bones and get ready for their tournament this weekend.
Well, Harold, I certainly enjoyed working these 2 games with you. Certainly fun.
Well, yes, not so much fun tonight as it was entertaining last night, but as usual, I've enjoyed this, and we extend our thanks to Calvin to come down and tape these games.
Yes, we definitely want to thank Calvin for all his efforts in bringing public access television to the people of the North Countries. Calvin has certainly started it all and is just continuing a great tradition with the programming at Hometown Cable. So for Harold LeClaire, I'm Rick Knowles. Again, thanks to Calvin. The final score, the Clinton County Mariners go down to defeat to the Champlain Valley All-Stars by a score of 4-0.
Good night, North.